Gothampton City, my city, a place where darkness reigns and hope flickers like a dying ember. But in the shadows, I am the light that prospers. Every night, I wage war against the darkness that threatens to consume us all. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Hey, so I'm trying to convert this equation into the general form, but I add the x squared and minus 104 and add 16, but the answer key says 121, not 109.
I'm Lucy, and I'm one of the senior class presidents. This week, the transcript talks about driver's ed and looks into student protests around the school budget. Take a Wars goes to Paris, Hamped Up talks about track, and Wheel of Courses learns about genocide studies.
Across the country, several pro-Palestine university students have begun protesting on several campuses. These demonstrations have sparked a response from police across the nation, who have made several arrests regarding these protests. In other news, on Thursday, former film producer Harvey Weinstein's 2020 sexual misconduct conviction was overturned by the New York Court of Appeals. Weinstein, however, will remain in prison on a separate sexual assault charge in Los Angeles. In local news, a Northampton man charged with murder, armed robbery, larceny of a motor vehicle, and withholding evidence from a criminal trial in July of 2022 is set to go to trial. A date for this trial has yet to be set. I'm Michael Torno, and thanks for watching.
Hi, Maya. You ready for your driving lesson? Yeah.
And that's what you don't do. Hi, I'm Mia, and this week we'll talk to a driving teacher and a student driver to understand some common mistakes made during driving tests and a few tips for those currently learning. People of all ages make mistakes while driving, even if they already have their license, and we'll figure out what those mistakes are and what people can do to get better at driving.
The number one thing inexperienced drivers get pulled over for is absolutely 100% speed. One of the biggest mistakes that new drivers make is they tend to go a lot faster and be too close to people, and they don't give enough distance. One of the biggest mistakes that all drivers make is they overestimate their driving ability.
Well, the mistake I think I make the most is probably going 5 or 7 miles above the speed limit. It gets by a little bit sometimes.
I don't pay attention a lot. I just start driving. Like, I forget while I'm driving sometimes. Like, I don't know. It's just like I space out. And then I've accidentally run a red light.
The importance of driver's ed before the permit test, one gives them a leg up as far as being able to take the test, because a lot of the information that's on the test will also be in driver's ed. but it also will give them a good frame of mind as far as safety goes before they actually get out on the road.
I think something that a lot of new drivers struggle with is kind of the spatial awareness of their car. So just like get familiar with how big your car is so that you don't accidentally hit curbs and stuff. And also remember, come to full stops at stop signs.
People should know before driving our hand signals because they're really important, especially when your blinkers aren't working.
Don't cut people off in traffic. It's really rude, as well as knowing all of the rules of the road. Like, pro tip, you can turn right on a red if there's no sign. You should definitely take advantage of that if you don't want to get honked at. Yes.
Hitting curbs is not fun. People should know that you should not hit curbs.
Remember to always stay safe on the road. Thank you for watching. See you next week.
On April 10th, students held a sit-in at City Hall to protest the possible reduction of the theater teacher position currently held by Dave Grout. Both Superintendent Portia Bonner and Mayor Gina Louise Shara spoke with students about their concerns during the sit-in. The following day, a second protest was held during the school committee meeting where members were set to vote on the budget. After 90 minutes of public comment, where many of the speakers again expressed their concerns around the reduction of the theater department, the school committee voted to approve a level services budget. This budget would maintain the services currently provided in the district. We spoke to student activists to learn more. The cuts that were proposed in the 4% increase budget would completely get rid of the theater department. So, because the theater department is one teacher, Dave Grout, that position, if that position is cut, there are no acting classes, no play, and the musical would be very much hurt because there would not be an in-house director or theater teacher to work on that with Susan.
If the budget cuts include a cut to the theater department, it would be a cut to the theater teacher, which means we would lose our only adult support for the technical theater department. Students take a lead on a lot of events. Dave helps us run behind the scenes stuff, and he helps us manage and make sure there are people to run the events, and if there aren't, he will run the events.
Noah Dalby-Valois and I both organized the sit-in because we felt that it was a different and effective way to make our student voices heard to City Hall and to our elected officials.
It isn't just teachers being upset because they might lose their jobs, but students being upset because we are losing very important people to us as students and to us as a school.
Thanks for watching. This approval will now go to the City Council for revision, so make sure to stay tuned for future public meetings. See you next week.
Okay, I finally got the episode uploaded.
Oh my god, dude, thank God. We can finally go home now.
No. Do you have anything to do over April break?
Nah, are you?
No, I have nothing planned.
Paris!
Smile, Maddie.
Bienvenue à Take Awards en France. Oui. Oui. Aujourd'hui, on a acheté 3 crêpes. On a Nutella, Oreo, banana et fraises et...
Strawberry? No, Oreo.
Vous êtes américain?
Oui.
Ah oui, could I join? I speak very good English.
Oh, of course.
Merci.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, wow.
This is where we do a news thing, we review food. We're from America.
Ah oui, US, America, oui. Oui, je connais, I know bien.
Oui. And who are you?
Name?
My name is Jacques Pierre Michel.
Oh, okay.
C'est a name of my ancestors.
Oh, okay, I see.
Learned that word on Duolingo this morning.
We got a little special guest here. Here, Jacques, you can hold that crate.
Thank you.
Here, we have sugar, strawberry banana, and Oreo.
Okay.
Yeah, let's dig in. Let's try the sugar one first.
C'est une bonne crêpe, not a ton of flavor, mais it is simple.
I kind of got some of the napkin in there, so it's not too pleasant. It honestly tastes like nothing. It's just an awful crepe flavor in my opinion, so I'm gonna go like a 2 out of 10.
Honestly, the crepe is already amazing. It is only, does it make it worse? So it did not make it worse, so I'm happy there. Rapide.
I'm gonna be honest, I agree with Manny. Not great. 3 out of 10.
Do you know numbers? Like what number
Oui,
rating?
bah, 4, 1, 2, 3. A 4? I would give it a 4.
The Oreo crepe.
Oreo, it is a thing from America. This could be something that make it worse, but we see.
We see. All right.
Nutella's so good, dude.
It tastes really good. I'm gonna give it like a 5 out of 10 because honestly, I just don't like how the Oreos weren't crushed, and I also hate Oreos. So yeah, 5 out of 10.
Maybe better than the crêpe sucre, but not much more.
The Nutella added a lot. I thought it was really good. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. What did you give it again?
A 5. 5.
Moving on, we have the strawberry banana Nutella. I'm confident this is gonna be my favorite one.
Elle sera incroyable en fait. Very good.
This thing looks absolutely majestic. I'm gonna take a big monster bite now.
I would try to get all of the flavors.
Let's avoid that smell.
Oh là, incroyable. Trop drôle.
I give it an actual 10 out of 10. I'm annoyed at the mess, but that was really good.
I prefer just the banana and the Nutella. I would give it a 9.
I don't know. It's just not that great, honestly. There's just far too much Nutella.
What did you give?
7 out of 10.
Ah oui, bon.
Oui.
Best crepe? Strawberry banana.
Probably this one.
Strawberry banana. This one.
That is it. Yes, I'm hard.
Merci de m'accueillir.
Are we doing an outro?
I don't know, should we?
That practice was rough.
I agree.
Get in, losers.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to Hamped Up.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to Hamped Up. Track and field is a sport that shows skills such as running, jumping, and throwing. The sport first became popularized in the U.S. in the 1870s when the NYAC organized the first meets, but they were only held twice a year and were called the Spring and Fall Games. These games led to collegiate-level track and field meets across the country. This week we talk about how spring and track field is different from running sports offered through the years, such as cross-country and indoor track. We spoke to student athletes to get their opinion on it.
I think that track and cross country are different in the sense that track is much more individual and cross country everyone's doing the same race running together, but I think the two are similar in the way that the community is really supportive and everyone's just there to support each other and their team.
Well, with cross country there's only one event, which is the 5K, so we often do all of the same workouts and kind of train together as a group. Whereas with track, there's a lot of different events such as distance, sprinting, field events, and jumps. So training's a lot more personal. I'd say that's mainly the main difference, yeah. I think while people's opinions may vary, I personally find track and field a lot more exciting, mainly just because the fans are in like a closer proximity. And also the races are typically shorter, so you have to make decisions quicker, yeah.
For sure. So for cross country, since the distance is quite long, it's a lot of endurance that's needed, and depending on what you want to pursue in outdoor and indoor track, for mile, 2 mile, it's a lot of endurance and like jumps and sprints. It's a lot of like explosive and power. Yeah, so for cross country, everybody's running the 5K distance. It's mainly on trails with a little bit of roads here and there. And then for track, people are divvied up into groups for throwing and jumping and sprinting and distance. And you perform in your respective distance or event.
Thanks for watching. The next track meet is Monday the 29th at 4 p.m. at our home field. Be sure to support your Blue Devils on the track.
Welcome back to Wheel of Courses, where we take a look into different classes and talk to the teacher and students who have taken the class. Today we'll be looking to genocide studies to learn more about the workload and what the class offers.
The curriculum
in genocide studies has really grown over the years that I've been teaching it. It used to be a history of the Holocaust, but the unfortunate reality is that there are so many different modern genocides. We also talk a lot about international law and what is genocide and what are the stages of genocide, and we try to weave in current events as well.
I think the most interesting part of the class was definitely learning about genocides other than the Holocaust, because there's a lot of focus on the Holocaust, but we did the Cambodian, Rwandan, and Armenian genocide too.
The course is an elective, right? So it's an optional social studies elective. I wouldn't describe it as a homework-heavy class, although we do readings, but I do try to have most of the work completed in class, mostly because of the nature of the content. It's hard history, it's difficult content, and so I like to be able to process that with students.
The workload in the class was fine. There was some reading and occasional poster projects, but it wasn't too overwhelming.
My favorite unit to teach is about resistance. We spend quite a bit of time examining how people fought back and how people have resisted genocide and resisted tyranny.
I think the most challenging part about the class is definitely the content. I mean, it's a genocide studies class, so it's really heavy, but Ms. Todd-Hunter would always put trigger warnings. She was a really good teacher. She would stop by each student to make sure that if they needed any help, they were getting it, and she was really quick to help modify projects if they were confusing or didn't work out with the student's learning style.
I would say that the class can be really challenging emotionally. From the very first day, I try to make it clear to students that some days, some lessons, they really might be quite disturbed. And so I think it's important for people to understand that coming in. I do my best not to expose students to things, to this graphic content needlessly or without meaning. When you really humanize it and you see that these are people that are being affected, that makes it a lot harder.
As I said, Ms. Todd-Hunter would always give trigger warnings and was really conscientious of her students' feelings and thoughts, and everyone was free to express opinions, so it was like a very safe space.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to talk to Ms. Todd-Hunter if you're interested in this class. Tune in next week to learn more about courses.
Thanks for watching. The senior class is holding a promposal competition for a chance to win 2 free prom tickets. Make sure to DM us your promposal by May 10th. Seniors, be sure to stay updated on all the exciting senior events coming up this spring by looking at our Instagram, NHS Class of 24.